Let's go. This is your radio. This is your station.
Inspir Radio. Inspir Radio.
Hey there. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate you bringing me on, Renaldo.
No problem. I know I'm going to probably make a lot of people mad because a lot of people do like Lil Nas X, but I feel like you produce better music.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, it's a team effort, that's for sure. You know, me and Ambrose, we do a lot of stuff together. So we got a lot more coming too.
Definitely. So could you tell me about how you became a rapper of all things? Because you do it like a lawyer.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. Sometimes I can get buttoned up in a suit if I need to, but you know, I've lived a pretty crazy life. Let's just put it that way. You know, I worked in the oil fields. I worked for Copenhagen. So I really have been ingrained into the country music side. And then I was actually, you know, rapping, and I was gospel rapper before I became a country rapper. And the person that kind of steered me in that direction was Sibo. I owe a lot to Sibo because Sibo was one of those people that, I mean, he was one of the only people that gave me a chance, and he's the one who steered me in the direction.
Wow, Sibo is a legend on the West Coast for people who do not know.
Yeah, I mean, he rapped with Tupac, done a lot of stuff. And that's what's kind of different about our whole sound and our style. We actually have real hip hop mixed in with some country, you know, rather than country going into hip hop. We're hip hop going into country.
Okay, nice. So how did you come up with the concept for your latest single?
Park My Tractor. So
yeah.
This is what's kind of cool about this is that rhyme that was in Park My Tractor for the main verse. Ambrose came up with the hook. And then I basically did that verse in an app that we call Clubhouse. And I did it, basically freestyled it in a battle room with OG Kid Frost. And basically did the song or whatever. We were just freestyling over some beats. The beat was at about 102 BPMs. And I just spit it. And everybody in the room was like, whoa. And I was like, I got to write that down. So wrote it down. Then YBF Pharaoh, who's my producer, that is also Ambrose, by the way. He's got two names, but he was like, let me come up with a hook for this. So he came up with the hook, and then basically I just laid the verse down, and it's where it's at now.
Okay. So how is the hip hop scene in Arizona? How is the hip hop scene in Arizona? Because most people think of Arizona, they definitely don't think of hip.
There's not a lot of hip hop down here. There's been a couple artists that have come out of Arizona, but not many. The country scene is definitely a lot heavier in Arizona. We have a huge festival called Country Thunder that's really big, but you know, being in hip hop, we'll see if they really accept, you know, a hip hop country artist. You know what I mean? It's something that's so new. You know, Lil Nas X did it, but he didn't ever do it like we're doing it. Our music is more so party music. It's upbeat. It's a lot of fun. And that's what we kind of pride ourselves on.
Yeah, but Lil Nas X, the reason he did it is because it's 9 Inch Nail. That's like why that song blew up. But, you know, that's his only hit. I know he has this other song out, and I know he got the skating shoes, which helped him. But, you know, really,
well, and we're all about positivity. You know, I'm definitely a man of faith. So, you know, any of that weird stuff, I'm not really into. So, you know, some of our music sounds fun, and you know, could be looked at as I don't know. Johnny Cash put it very well. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie, but you know, he just said, I hope that we're not doing anything bad, because I don't think that we are.
Yes, definitely. Your music is definitely fun. and it's kind of like you have comedy in your songs also.
A lot of comedy in our songs. A lot of comedy in our songs because you take it on the chin a couple of times, you gotta laugh about it. You know what I mean? So whenever I write, and I do a lot of writing, but we've got some songs that are coming out, and you're gonna hear Ambrose on them. But I did a lot of the writing to them. Ambrose and I work really well together. We're just a team that works really well together. He brings out a lot of creativity on my side. I've always been able to write, but he helps me a lot with structure and how it needs to go down and stuff like that. Stuff that I didn't really know on my own. I haven't had a lot of guidance. I sat down with Bo, and Bo he's guided me into going into this direction, but I'm talking about like actual guidance as writing, guidance in, okay, this structured, this is how each word needs to be said, that kind of stuff. Ambrose really helps out. And we have a new song too, called Booty Doo coming out here pretty soon, that another person that we met in Clubhouse, his name's OG Eddie Kane. He helped us with the hook. So I don't know if you know who OG Eddie Kane is, but he's got a great resume. Did a lot of stuff with So Def. It's just good all around. Let's put it that way. I give everybody their flowers wherever they're at. And a lot of people like yourself have come out to help me. I help a lot of people too. I don't make it all about Average Joe, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm familiar with Eddie Kane. Matter of fact, you should have him do an intro because he got that deep voice.
Yeah, he does have that deep voice, that's for sure. But he's a really good dude. And, he took time out of his day for this next one that's coming up. He took time out of his day. We went out to Houston, Ambrose and I. That's where we really, really honed in our sound. People don't really know what honing in the sound is, but we had to go to Houston to really hone in the sound. And we did that. And a lot of the new stuff that's coming out, you're going to be like, that's not Average Joe. Because it doesn't sound the same. And that's kind of what we are. We're different. I sound like on Park My Tractor, I sound very country. On Booty Doo, I don't sound that country on that song. But it's because of what it is. It's still the same person. It's just what it is. And we're trying to appeal to the masses. We're not trying to just appeal to one sector. So that's why I was a DJ for a very long time, and I know what hits in the clubs, and I know what can be popular and those kinds of things. So that's what we've done, is just kind of take some of that knowledge and then apply it to the music.
Wow, you was a DJ?
Yeah, I was a DJ for a very long time in terrestrial radio and in nightclubs.
Oh, wow. So you definitely know music. So how did you become a DJ?
I got my first DJ job when I was 17 years old at a place that's a world famous country bar up in Flagstaff, Arizona, called the Museum Club. And then I moved on from there down to Phoenix. When I moved down to Phoenix, I worked for Graham's Entertainment. Graham Central Station is the name of the club that was down here. It's closed now, but these were country bars that had dance floors the size of a football field. They were absolutely huge. But that's where I implemented kind of the format of what our music is. So what I would do is I would play like 4 or 5 country songs, and then I'd hit them with a top 40. And then I'd hit them with a specialty. And then I'd go back into country. And then I'd hit them 4 songs down the road with another top 40 song. And it was a format that just really, really was appealing to a lot of people.
Wow. Definitely. So I saw that you still work with DJs. Like, what do you do to help DJs?
So I'm the president of marketing for Next Level DJ Coalition. It's one of the largest DJ coalitions in the country, ranked number 1 on Google. It's a team of DJs that are very, very good at what they do. So I try to help out with that, as well as, my organization as well for independent artists, Verified Global Media.
Wow. So Next Level is the number 1 DJ coalition? Wow.
Yes.
So I thought it was the core DJs, but okay. See, you learn something every day.
Yeah. You can Google it if you Google it on Google. Top or DJ Coalition. That's the first thing that pops up.
Oh wow! See, you learn something every day. So how is it working with Next Level DJ Coalition?
It's great. There's a bunch of key members that are in Next Level. Manny Mad Dog, he's the president of Next Level DJs, and then the owner is also the owner of Real Life Music, which is the owner of about 35 record labels. His name is Knox Bond. Great guy. He's a great guy. And I introduced a DJ friend of mine from Atlanta, AP Productions, who I know from the Clubhouse app, and I've met AP as well. He's a solid guy, and brought him into Next Level, and he is the president of marketing for YouTube.
Oh, wow. Okay. So if someone is a great DJ, they want Next Level, how would they, I know this is about you, but how would they apply?
You can just go onto the website and apply. I know that everybody can be reviewed. Let's put it that way. They can get reviewed, and Knox and Manny and myself and any AP, the top guys, take a look at it, and whether or not the person is going to be a part of that coalition, those are the people that make the decisions on it. And I know you're a part of it as well.
All right, so yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, it's a dope coalition. I'm in the Facebook chat. I think Knox or somebody put in it, and you guys, they be really sharing stuff and posting, and it's a great community.
Absolutely, it's just a community of like-minded people, and that's what this music thing's really all about. It's about bringing people together and people that can help each other. When I first met you, you, myself, a couple others that were in Clubhouse, we helped a lot of people, and we helped them not for recognition, not for anything like that, but to just help them, help guide them, try to give them some guidance on how to be successful and not to get scammed like all these other people that are in it for just the money. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Let's get back to you though, but I did want to mention that for any DJs or artists that, might want to join that coalition, or, maybe trying to get into other ones, and really, if that's the number one coalition and they're a great DJ, then join that one. So here's a question. Do Next Level have a record pool?
So Next Level kind of has a record pool. I'm working on some things for them right now as well.
Okay, that's great, because a lot of DJs, when they first starting out, they want to find good music. And really, here's a little tip: do not steal your music. Get your music from iTunes, Beatport, TrackSource, and Record Pool, so that you can have that high quality file. And if you can get a wave, get the wave, so you can have that high quality file if you ever work in a club.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a couple of them that are out there. I was part of one for a very long time. Scott's a really good guy. Promo Only is an awesome record pool.
Yes, definitely. I get a lot of music from them.
Yeah, because it's not stealing from the artist. Because BMI royalties go through Promo Only.
Yeah, so yeah, that's great. And then I was using BMP Supreme also. That's another.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's get back to you. How was life growing up?
Man, I had a really rough life. I've done a lot of things in my life, but it was a little bit rough. It's not that it was a real hard life. It's just I'm not afraid to tell people that I was a total fuck up, and I mean that. I got into the fast life really, really young. I was a DJ, at 17 years old. I was running my own topless bar at the age of 19, and with that came a lot of demons, man. I got addicted to drugs at a very, very young age. Got into some trouble, got shot. From there, decided that I was going to join the military, but I just traded that for alcoholism when I went into the military, and then I got into trouble in the military as well. But when I got out of the military, I got married. And I went back and worked for the first club that I was working for. When I got married, it was the wrong person. We were only married for about a year. Then I moved down to Phoenix and started DJing for Graham's Entertainment, and things just started going better, man. I started working for them, got a job with Copenhagen. With Copenhagen, I met a lot of people in country music. I've met Toby Keith, I've met Jewel, Shooter Jennings, pretty much most of the big name people. Also back when I was really, really younger, I worked in radio. So I met Trick Pony when I was a radio DJ. There's just a bunch of bands that I have actually met. When I was working with Copenhagen as well, I opened up for a comedian who's also a musician as well. His name's Rodney Carrington, up at the Luxor for 7 nights during NFR. That's when I met Toby Keith. That's also when I met Jewel. It was just kind of surreal back then. I didn't really know that I was going to be an artist at that time. I had no idea, but I was always kind of in that circle of people and musicians and getting to know people. Anyways, I met them. And then after Copenhagen, I went and worked in the oil fields for a long time, about 4.5 years. Worked in the oil fields, and then Obama got elected and they pulled all the land leases, and basically there was like millions of people out of work in 1 week. So I got into the world of recruitment, and recruitment was great. I worked in it for about 8 years, did really, really well, ended up working for 2 large firms. One was Govid out of Scottsdale. The other one was Robert Half International. Robert Half's one of the #1 recruitment agencies in the country. Made a lot of connections in legal. I placed attorneys. That's why you said I look funny in a suit. That's what I used to do, was place attorneys. So yeah, I had to suit up quite a bit. Probably about 4.5 years ago, some things started to happen, and the company, I started losing clientele. And the clientele, one of my biggest clients out of Texas, I lost that client. And when I lost that client, I also had a 3rd baby on the way. And honestly, man, I didn't really know what to do. I was struggling. I was waffling. I didn't know what to do. And I fell back into drugs. When I fell into drugs, it was rough, man. It was rough on my family, my wife. It was just a really hard part of my life. And this was, like I said, about 4 years ago. And ended up into a mental institution. Now, when I got placed into a mental institution, some things happened that were, eye-opening, if you will. I became very spiritual, knowing that God's first out of everything. And then, I've been on this journey ever since I got out. So, it's been about 4 years now. I've overcome a lot of obstacles. Financially, I've had burden, but I've always been pushing. So, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Nice. That's very inspirational. I really like that you told your story, and I know that it's going to inspire a lot of people.
Yeah, man. And, we're all dealt cards in life, we're all dealt cards in life, but if you look at everything as a bad, all the experience that I've had in life is what made me who I am today. So instead of looking at it as oh, poor me, look at it as, how can I grow from this situation? And I've grown a lot since that happened. I've had to overcome things that no person could really overcome. I've got a mountain of debt. I've got, a company that I started with nothing. So it's the fact that you just have to overcome all the obstacles. And if you can overcome them, first off, the main thing that people have to do, you have to do what inspires yourself. You have to do what you want to do, what's in your heart. If music's in your heart, then do it. Don't let nobody else tell you that you're wrong. Just do it until that day comes.
Definitely, I agree with that. So, how can people listen to your music?
You can stream me on Spotify, Apple, Pandora. It's distributed on everything. Right now I've only got 3 tracks up there. I took some of my other stuff down just because it wasn't. It's not that it wasn't good. It's just that back then when I recorded the first 2 albums that I had, it wasn't done professionally. So getting your stuff mixed and mastered professionally really does matter. And it really makes more people listen to it. And I think that that's a huge mistake that a lot of artists make. Instead of trying to put every rhyme to paper and getting it on a beat and getting that song out and then trying to market another song, just focus in on what you want to do and focus in on that one thing that you want to do. I mean, the last song I released before Park My Tractor was a year ago. So there's no rush for anything. And when it's time, it's time.
I definitely agree with that. And I tell artists to at least push their song for at least 6 weeks. I mean, 6 weeks. Yeah, I mean, and there's some other underlying factors that a lot of people had to overcome this past year, with COVID and all of that. Instead of really focusing, I focused on music, but I didn't let everybody know I was focusing on music. I started building a company that was helping other artists because at the time we weren't going to go perform or do anything like that. COVID shut everything down. So why keep pushing and pushing and pushing on something that, ultimately you weren't going to get the return on your investment. So you got to be a little bit smart about things, and timing is everything. It is absolutely everything. And I learned that from Mr. Kermit Henderson. He's a mogul in the industry. And sometimes guys that are in this business, they always want to think that they're the best. And the one thing I got to tell everybody out there, you don't need to be the best. And you're not in competition with anybody else. The only person you're in competition with is yourself. The people who actually will help you out, for the most part, don't have verified badge. Now, if you go in Clubhouse, find a few with verified badge that actually help out artists, like Kid Frost, but there's not many.
Yeah, there's not many, and Kid Frost is a really, really good individual. I met him in Las Vegas when I went to a concert for SIBO. We had a concert up in SIBO, up in Las Vegas. I met with SIBO, The Chill from Compton's Most Wanted. Corrupt was there. There was a lot of people that were at that concert, and it was right when COVID opened back up, when they relinquished the pretty much stay-at-home orders and stuff like that. And it was a huge eye-opening experience for me because I got to see how these guys do it. A lot of people don't know El Casino either. And El Casino is a dope artist. He's a Latin artist. He's an awesome individual as well. And that's Kid Frost started.
Oh, okay. Dope. I saw him, like one of my posts. I've heard of him, but I didn't know he was Kid Frost artist. That's dope.
Yeah, he's got actually a whole album they haven't even dropped yet. It's all El Casino and Kid Frost.
Okay, definitely. Is it Spanish or English?
So they do Chicano rap.
Okay,
Chicano
cool.
rap. So Kid Frost is the OG at that. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, he's the guy that really put that on the map. And El Casino is a dope artist that's got, he's got a dope flow. He's in his lane. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's how you got to do. You got to be original. Because back in the 90s, nobody sounded alike. Everybody had their own style. from the producers, the DJs, they all had their own style. Funkmaster Flex didn't cut like DJ Clue.
No, not at all. And like one of the things that's that I would just urge a lot of artists to do is you need to find a person like a producer, for example. You're a producer, right?
Yes.
So what I would urge a lot of artists to do is to find that producer that you vibe with, that you can create your own sound with. Not trying to sound like everybody else, not trying to just pick something up off YouTube. I'm telling you because I did that.
Yes, definitely. You go a lot further. And I've been listening to a lot of like 90s and 80s rap lately. And like I said, it was just original. Matter of fact, I was listening to that Wu-Tang album, Wu-Tang Forever, I think. And
yeah.
They was talking trash. People were trying to copy their style.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing that's different is that you've got to create your own lane. Everybody wants to sound like everybody else, and that's just because they're afraid to do something different. That's all. So you just got to rise above that. DaBaby is DaBaby. You don't got to sound like DaBaby. DaBaby's awesome, but you don't got to be DaBaby.
Definitely, and that's why Old Town Road really. We were talking about the Nas. It blew up because something different for rap. People haven't really heard. Last thing that we heard that's kind of country was Bubba Sparks.
Yeah, and Bubba's got his own movement. To be honest with you, he's the co-owner of Average Joe, which is kind of interesting. Average Joe's Entertainment out of Tennessee, and that's Colt Ford and a bunch of other guys that are kind of like country rappers. But like I said, I'm not them. I'm not trying to do what those guys do. My sound is nothing like theirs. And I'm just kind of creating my own lane with who I think is the right people to do that. What's that?
You have a West Coast sound while they Southern.
Yeah. And I think that's a big difference too, because a lot of my music's got 808s in it, sounding kind of like a West Coast hip hop Bay Area vibe.
Definitely.
But I'm not from the Bay. It's just I know what sounds really do well, like I said, in nightclubs and stuff like that. So that's what we built it around. That's what Ambrose and I built it around. So I owe a lot to Ambrose. He's a dope producer. He's a dope artist. And like I said, if you're an artist, try to find that person that compliments you, that can make you a better artist. The one thing about Ambrose, he challenges me, and with him challenging me, I challenge him on the writing side. So that's what I'm saying is like we complement each other really, really well. And he's a really dope artist, and he does some things that people don't even know about. I mean, he's a rock artist on top of being a hip hop artist. He's got all kinds of other things going on that nobody knows about. So, that's the beauty of it is just trying to, instead of playing the status quo, keep them guessing, keep them wanting to hear what's next. Is it going to be different? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be kind of cool and, different from the time before? And that's what we're really trying to accomplish.
Okay, so we talked about Clubhouse earlier. How have Clubhouse changed your music career?
Oh, Clubhouse absolutely changed my music career. Absolutely, 110%. It put me in conversations that I never would have been in otherwise. I've got my crew that I roll around with SIBO and some of the guys, but I would have never met Kid Frost. Kid Frost is an awesome individual. He's got a lot of knowledge of the game. I would have never met or spoke to Mike Jones. Chill. I would have never been able to speak to Chill. And these guys are iconic in the hip hop game. And, those are the guys that I would rather be around. I'd rather be around OGs than I would new guys. That's all.
All right. So a lot of people don't know this, but Clubhouse has a music room normally all day. There's Radio Clubhouse, Indie Elite coming back soon. So have those rooms helped you?
Absolutely. Indie Elite, I like to say that I partner with Indie Elite because I like to, let's say, push and help people get to Indie Elite if they haven't heard of what Indie Elite is. Indie Elite's an awesome platform for a lot of people that can give people shine where they normally wouldn't have been able to get shine. And not everybody knows, but Renaldo's the person that's behind Indie Elite and Malai Inc. Magazine. The format of the magazines is dope. A lot of people don't know, but like Hip Hop DX and all these other magazines, they basically copy the format of what Renaldo's done in his past.
I just keep changing my style. And a lot of the other magazines, they just got to catch up. Because even my kids' magazine, like I had an African magazine, ripped that off. I was like, what in the world?
Well, and that's the thing. We all got to be careful, but I really would say to a lot of artists that are out there, I know everybody wants to be heard. If you're going to get heard, just make sure you're getting heard in the right format, in the right rooms. If you're going to be on Clubhouse, make sure you're doing it in the right rooms. Indie Elite's an awesome room. DJ Geo's got a room called Beta the Universe. That's a dope room with a lot of dope people that come through it as well. Just be careful on who you're playing your music for. Radio Clubhouse with Dante Hawkins. He's a solid individual as well. Just be careful. You shouldn't have to play money to get your music heard. That's all I have to say.
Definitely. DJ Chill just launched the Birdhouse radio station. So
yeah, DJ Chill and the Birdhouse. I mean, those guys are solid too, and nothing but positive vibes. If there's a room that they're talking and they're talking down to you, trust me. I've been in this app for a long time, and a guy with a cowboy hat on wasn't really totally accepted that well, and that's okay. Until they hear the music, they don't really know.
So I enjoy talking to you and I learned some new stuff about you. Do you have any shout outs or closing words?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to you, Renaldo. You've been a solid person since day one on Clubhouse. Jerry Doby from Hype Magazine, he's been a solid individual to me as well. Knox Bond with Next Level DJs, Manny Mad Dog, Kermit Henderson, he's an awesome individual as well. Pretty much anybody that has stepped in and really tried to help me out, a shout out to them. They've always been, people have always been pretty good to me, man. It's just a matter of when everything really starts to go. And the only thing that I can say to a lot of artists is, just make sure that you got your marketing right. That's all.
Speaking of marketing, could you tell us about your company and then also tell us how we can find you on social media?
Yeah. So my company is Verified Global Media. We help independent artists. I'm kind of like a dot connector more than anything. The platform is a really large platform at Verified Global Media on Instagram. I've also got record label .07 as well at record label .07. Those two pages, record label .07 is not really a record label, but what it does is it gets people that are interested in really pursuing their career. It's kind of like a filter. Let's put it that way. And then if they're really serious about their career, then they go to Verified Global Media, but people get posted on both pages. So it's just two different audiences, if that makes any sense.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just two different audiences. It's the same content, but it's two different audiences. So, and then you can find me as on my artist page at Average Joe AZ.
The artist that I work with, Jay Stone, actually got some good results from verified global media. And I also wanted to say that we just dropped a mixtape. I did the DJ work. He basically did covers of 90s R&B songs. So, and he sounds just like the artist also, except for Wayne Wonder. But still, his No Letting Go sounds very good. So check out Jay Stone, and he's another cancer survivor. He had throat cancer, and he thought he was never gonna sing again. And now he's one of the best singers in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, and you know, he's a great artist, and a lot of people don't know that that you survived cancer as well, and pushed through. You know, even when you were in your hospital bed, you were still doing things for independent artists. And I don't think there's anybody that I've ever met that has worked as hard as you have.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I just wanted to keep going. And like I said, I really want the artists to get love and shine. And I remember one day I was just, I had chemo, and no, not chemo, radiation. And I could not sleep. I could not do anything. And so I got on Clubhouse, and I started a room. And Clubhouse really helped me when I was in that hospital. I did a room, and I think I said calling artists, and a lot of independent artists came through. And Brian came through.
Brian, which Brian?
Brian that helped artists.
Digital?
Yeah,
Digital's awesome, man. He's a good guy. He's a great individual. If people don't know, you know, he does some of the things that you can do, but he does other things on the digital media side. Really helps people out. I mean, he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
Peace God. That's how you find him on Instagram. Peace God.
Yeah. We had a room I think we had a room for 2:00. But yeah, do you have any closing words?
No, I just want to tell people, you know, like no matter what's happening in your life, if that's what you are wanting to go after, and just put your head down and keep doing it. Keep doing it, no matter what anybody else says, because your vision isn't the same as everybody else's vision, and don't let anyone else's visions. Don't let anyone else's vision cloud yours. That's all.
All right. Thank you. Like, man, we have some good guests. Callie Cutthroat came through. She was dropping gems, and now you dropped the gems. Yes.
Yeah. Callie's dope. Callie's dope.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's a lot of dope independent artists that are coming through, and a lot of them owe a lot to Indie Elite. That's for sure.
Definitely. That's how I found her in the Elite room. And I've been rocking with her matter of fact, when I was in the hospital, just like you, she was checking up on me every day almost.
Yep. We need to make sure that you're all right and that you're fighting through it, bro.
Yeah.
Real people stick together. They don't try to get anything out of anybody. You just got to stick together with, the real ones will be by your side no matter what, you know?
Definitely. And
I just wish that our concert would have done better in North Carolina. I don't know if anybody knows, but like I said, I'm not afraid to talk about my failures or whatever. The concert in North Carolina was an ultimate fail, and the proceeds were going to go to you. So that sucks, but you know, it is what it is. What happened. It's all good.
Yeah, but your next concert is going to do a lot better. That's how it works. Like photography, I failed, and then I got real good at it. And then, that's just how it works.
Yeah, and everything's a learning. You know what I mean? If you take everything as a learning, and you just humble yourself, you're going to do better. You're going to do better later on.
Definitely. I do thank you for coming through. This is the Party Connect. We do this every Wednesday at 7:00 p.m. on Mixcloud. Oh yeah, shout out to Mixcloud. They actually featured me on their page yesterday. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I saw you got a ton of streams on one of your Party Connects, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for everything that you're doing, man.
Definitely. I know I want people to hear the indie artists, so that's great.
Well, I appreciate you, Renaldo, and thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
All right, same to you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Let's go. This is your radio. You're listening. Your station.
Inspir Radio. Inspir Radio.